When Gardaí discovered a cannabis factory in a house near Carrigan's in Donegal. The haul was worth around €500,000. Quickly a link emerged between Kieran Doherty and the drugs factory.
Mr. Doherty had been the agent for letting that house. The house was owned by another dissident Republican who has subsequently hung himself. But Mr. Doherty was the agent for this. It was him that had set up the rental, or the alleged rental. Now, at the time, Mr. Doherty denied. He said that his only role was renting the house and that it had nothing to do with actually taking over the tenants. But the real IRA, in their statement of it, they says that he had been, their exact word was that he was involved with a criminal organisation with links to the drugs trade. And they're saying that it was because he was involved in setting up this drug factory that he was shot.
Kieran was never a part of a criminal gang. Kieran was never a part of any drug ring or whatever they want to call it. Never, ever. Kieran detested drugs. He detested what drugs done to this community. He was a community worker on the ground. People knew of Kieran's repulsion for drugs. For us, it was a slur on his name. An excuse for murder.
So who was running the cannabis factory? Could it have been Kieran Doherty's former comrades in the real IRA?
I do know from briefings some months back that Republicans and the security forces were suggesting that there is an element of crime activity and drug activity within some of those dissident organisations. When it becomes a real problem for them is when it is exposed. That's when they become embarrassed, and that's when they are likely to take the type of action that they took some days ago.
We made contact with a man who nearly suffered the same fate as Kieran Doherty at the hands of the real IRA. He's a convicted cocaine dealer. The former dealer claimed Republican paramilitaries tried to murder him twice.
I was walking my dog at Sheriff's Mountain, and a van pulled up and it jerked. That's the only reason why, and they fired. And it must be head, just about an inch, and blew a head away, you know. So that was a close encounter. They came into my house as well. They cut the attic open with a hatchet, because I get on the attic, and I was up in the bath at the time. And so I got away. They were going to shoot me.
He ran one of Derry's biggest drug operations, making hundreds of thousands of pounds every year.
Lots of drugs come down, you know, on the buses and the trains, and you'd be surprised at some of how drugs come down, you know. It's usually people, still people that's actually caught, they're never usually the dealers, you know, they're usually just couriers, making a couple £100 do a run, like. The dealers, like, never carry the drugs, like. But I mean, they were coming, they'd be just full them off a train, full drugs off a train, they'd be waiting for it out the water side, or you get the bus down, so kick the bag underneath the bus when it happened, you know, so that's very easy. Like, I had boys jack cars up and put drugs inside the wheels, the wheel linings of the car, you know, the car, or do the whole car, strip it out and full of drugs, like. I was more or less an A-bomb dropped on Rosemount. I done a lot of damage. No, I said what I done the community, you know what I mean? I've done a lot of damage.
When the real IRA declared they were going to kill Kieran Bradley, he went to meet them to beg for his life.
When I was talking to these guys, like, I actually felt that they wanted to shoot me dead, you know, but something was stopping them, just, you know what I mean? That's what I felt. The impression was they just take my life out straight away. I'm going to defend my own life here, so I'm explaining to them that I'm no longer involved in drugs, and these guys don't like me, like, no, I mean, they're looking like they don't like you. They don't like drug dealers. So I more or less, I talked, and they called another meeting again, and I guess they done some research. So it turned out that they believed me, and they gave me a chance.
But Kieran Doherty didn't get the same chance. Rightly or wrongly, he seemed to tie the real IRA to drugs, and that threatened to tarnish what they see as their political objectives. But for another group, Republican Action Against Drugs, lashing out at supposed dealers is more than a sideline. They claim it's their whole reason for being. 18 months ago, RAD began a ruthless campaign of targeting people they suspected of drug dealing in Derry. Last April, the gang launched one of their most brutal attacks. Intelligence had been gathered on a man they suspected of selling drugs.
I heard a lot of commotion around 12:30. I thought there was a fight going on down the stairs in my sister's house. I didn't actually know what was going on until I jumped up. I got to the top of the stairs and realised there was a gunman at my sister's living room. He looked up at me, and he didn't even speak to me, he didn't even say a word, and he just fired. Just opened fire with his gun. And it was it. I was down on the ground, and he came up the stairs about maybe 2-3 steps, fired about 3 bullets at me.
For 6 weeks, their victim's life hung in the balance as he lay in a coma. But there was a problem. The gang's mission had not gone according to plan. This was not the man they'd intended to shoot. He's asked for his identity to be concealed, fearing reprisals for speaking out.
I'm scared for life, I'm crippled now. My left leg from my knee down is dead. And there's maybe talk about amputation. My stomach is in bits. I have a stomach bag in, which means I have my bowels is hanging under my stomach. And I had to catheterise myself every 7 days, which means there's a 16-inch plastic rod I have to insert through my penis in order to burst my bladder in order for me to urinate. And that's what I have to go through now for the rest of my life. All because of these insignificant little twats that run around my gums and think they're John Wayne.
4 bullets had been fired through his body, but only 3 were accounted for at the scene.
I still get a bullet, and that's the bullet that took me upper thigh straight through all the major organs of my body, smashed my pelvis, and just lodged itself there. And that's still there. I've lost my sight of my left eye through trauma, through it all. And that's another reminder. Every day I'm waking up. My legs, that's another reminder. My stomach is another reminder. Every 7 days, catheterise myself, that's another reminder. All because of these stupid.
It's understood the person the gunmen wanted was in the house at the time, but he escaped and fled the country. The man they did shoot believes he started the gang as they broke in.
And these people are just dragging us back in again. And they're shooting innocent people. And apparently I'm not the first innocent kid who's been shot.
RAD have not apologised or explained why they shot him.
Well, there's no doubt about it, and I have carried out a range of intelligence gathering through the police, through various Republican groups in the city, and it's clear and obvious that this young man certainly is not known to the police, and would not be known to Republican circles, has no involvement whatsoever in anything unlawful.
The gunmen have never been caught. At least 16 men have been shot by RAD. Many more have been threatened, while 3 men have been ordered out of the city. An amnesty was offered at first to people RAD suspected of dealing in drugs if they came forward. But there was an ulterior motive behind the gesture.